are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
You're fighting alongside, a Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, Adam Strange in outer space, armed only with a bow and arrow. What's that like for you?
That's classic Arrow right there. Everybody else has all that souped up stuff. I'll figure it out. It's weird to have Arrow in space, but like any other situation he's kind of thrust into, he figures it out. He's kind of like the MacGyver of the superheroes to me. Very, very human, and he can make a bow and arrow out of duct tape. That was a MacGyver reference, and no one's responding. Okay. It just wasn't very funny.
You just can't
Speaking of which, we've heard all about how serious this film is. How is it to bring in a character like yours to actually add a little bit of levity to such a serious film?
Yeah. What was the question? Was there a question?
Yeah, well, what's it like bringing such levity?
Well, personally, that's how I roll. So I think it's needed. I think it's kind of an essential element. Everything so heavy is real, but we also need some levity. And it's also a very human reaction when shit gets real tense. To say a little sardonic thing and just crack people up a little bit, and then we can kind of move on. Just break that tension. You want the breaks, because it's, the third act. Have you guys seen this movie? Yeah, it's some pretty surprising stuff going on.
So this is a big sci-fi film, and you're no stranger to the sci-fi genre.
Sure.
You have Skeleton, Black Mirror, and then there's Star Trek, Prodigy. I'm curious if you're a sci-fi fan yourself.
Very much. Yeah, very much. I would say, I have no preference. I have no Trek or Wars. I don't have anything like that, or DC or Marvel. I really don't. I don't own either of those. I was more Nirvana than Pearl Jam. That's the only time I ever made one of those calls. But wait, what was your question?
Are you definitely drawn to?
Oh, right. Yeah. So I was a original series big, huge fan. So I love Star Trek very, very much. But I also love Star Wars. I think Star Trek, the motion picture, is one of the greatest movies ever made, as well as the series. I love Ray Bradbury. I love it. I've always been drawn to because, like we all know, it's so reflective of what's happening, yet it's fun.
What was your familiarity with the DC Comics material before you got the
It was mostly, my familiarity with DC Comics was mostly Super Friends from the 80s, or 70s and 80s. And I was okay with that, because it's such a great freaking cartoon. But I was always drawn to Green Lantern for some reason the most, and he was never really the featured guy. But and so then I was familiar with Green Lantern, and I read a lot of comic books, but I've never collected comic books. So it wasn't like, oh, now I like Green Lantern, so I'm going to do all his comic books. The script was just so beautifully executed that I then started researching Green Arrow himself when I was thinking about doing it, and I just found his backstory, or his several backstories, to be thrilling and really human and relatable. His choice to succeed and then move and do his own thing, succeed financially in the human world, and then to be okay to give it up, unlike Batman.
So,
go ahead. Nope, you can go first.
So Ollie and Hal were buds, and now here comes John, with his friends Ring and Powers. How does Ollie kind of react to this, and what are his feelings about John?
Well, at first it's alarm. It's not just a lesser lantern, but it's the absence of my friend. So first there's that to process, and then once the Guardians gave him the ring. He has the ring, so it's legit. And then it's wrapping your mind around replacing your friend, but you have to. So that's where that buddy pick kind of act comes in, because I need to show him the powers of the ring and the lantern, and then we forge a sweet little friendship. And we're gonna do a buddy pick for the sequel.
Yeah.
This. Yeah.
Sequel confirmed?
No.
How did you find the voice for the character?
Once I understood kind of what everyone had done, I kind of let that go, and then I just tried to focus on the script. And like, I wanted to bring their Ollie to life rather than kind of resurrect another one. And that's what it is. That's what came out. They really fine-tuned the character, I think, in the dialogue. I think his dialogue is very clarifying to what kind of person he is.
Did you all get to record lines together at all? And if you didn't, how were you able to find that chemistry as a cast in those scenes?
No. We all met today for the first time. Like, literally met. So all of it was recorded separately, and you just really lean on the director. Like, there's so much back and forth with me and Lantern, and he just said, Aldous is killing it, and so you project what you think they might be doing, or maybe what you hope they may be doing, and then when you hear it in the finished product, it's revealed how right were you. How right were your takes, or right or wrong, or whatever. How connected are you with this other actor that you weren't even talking to? And I feel like this one, it feels like we re-recorded it together. It's really smooth, I think. Yeah.
There'll be a lot of trust there with the director.
The director.
Casting directors and all that to kind of see the bigger picture that you do.
Absolutely. You have to be, like, as an actor, you got to be not just willing to be out of control, but know that that's your job. Your job is to fill a thing. You aren't there to move it around. You're there with someone who has a more clearer vision, especially in recording animation. Not only can't see anything, you can't even hear the result of what you're doing. And so you give them what they need. And when they ask for something, you imbue as much of yourself as possible, but you really have to, like, serve them. Because, like you said, the performances are based on trusting what they tell you to do.
That was the last question?
Pleasure to talk to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.